Hello everyone and welcome back. I just wanted to come here to give you a few updates on some things that have been going here. We had a few warm days last week and I had a chance to work a little bit on the raised beds on the side. I was able to do a lot of work in the garden. I added the metal wire hoops that I got at the Hudson Valley Seed, and I also finally dug a hole to add my compost bin in the soil since it's not frozen anymore. This is actually just an upcycled charcoal bin that has a very secure lid, and we drilled some holes on the sides for some aeration. I also went to the Queen's Botanical Garden this weekend and got some more free compost. I attended a very fun event. We got a chance to sift and bag our own compost. I was able to film a little bit of it, so I'm hoping to be posting a vlog showing you guys the experience this week too. And I also took some time to go to the plot. I noticed that some weeds were already growing there, and I decided to cover a few portions of it with a tarp that I had here so I can try to block the sun and see if we can suppress the weeds a little bit. And on the other side of the plot, I decided to start doing the no-dig method. I had some cardboard in here that I've been saving and had to be used because I have family visiting this week and I wanted to make some more space in the house, so I laid out all the cardboard that I had and used some of the compost that I got, and I already started laying the ground there. I also decided to get started with that a little earlier because I want to make sure that the cardboard and the compost have a little bit extra time to break down. If you do have the time to start a little bit ahead of planting, it could be beneficial too. The cardboard by them is probably going to be still pretty firm, so I'm going to try to just poke right under the planting hole when it is time to transplant a few things in there, and that way the roots will be able to access the soil that's below it. By starting now too, I'll try to see if some of those weeds that are already growing get suppressed a little bit, because last year I did a lot of weeding in the garden and it would be nice this year if we could be a little bit more hands-off. So with that said, I want to show you my Brassica seedlings, because since it's already March, I'm also starting to slowly harden them off. Look at them. They're looking so healthy. It's a bit later in the day now, so I had it closed because in the morning they were exposed to the wind and the cold and the sun, so they were kind of starting to wilt a bit. This is probably the third or fourth day that I put them out, so I decided to just cover it, see if they'll do well, and they're just doing fine. Just a little bit of shelter was good for them since they can stand some of the cold, and they're looking very nice and sturdy and healthy, so I'm excited that I might be able to transplant them out soon. On the green stalk over here, look how big this little kale that was almost dying with all this storm is getting. So I think it's a good sign, at least for the cold hardy plants, that they are starting to kind of grow again. We're still gonna have some very cold nights, but I think they'll be okay. I also amended the green stalk. If you can notice that it's all full up to the top in here. This is all with the compost from the botanical garden, because I have been actually observing the sun here this week, and I noticed that on my raised beds back there, because of that fence, we'll have a shadow. My original plan was to actually plant some of the seedlings in the raised beds, but now I noticed that shade just gets up to here, and then this is all sunny. This green stalk over here actually gets full sun for most part of the day. So I'm probably going to put some of the brassicas in there too. We can see how they would do. And look at that. Look who's waking up. The chives have been starting to sprout again, so very exciting. And this parsley and this green stuff, I just trimmed it, but it's still alive. It stayed here the whole winter with snow and everything. I did cover them in the beginning, but then I took the cover off to harvest them. Got some damage, but mostly it's growing very nice and healthy. The other herbs are all looking woody, but they all come back in the spring. All of that stuff in there, it's compost and bags that I got from the botanical garden. We got some extra bags, some of those white ones that they came originally, some of the trash bags that I had extra. They encouraged us to take as much as we could sift, so that was pretty cool. This is the backyard from the top now. Sorry about all the mess in there. I have to clean up all of the spots, but I'm excited to see how the process is coming along. Just going to close this up again. I'm gonna try to leave them here today. It's the longest I have left them out for this past 3 days, just until night, and I'll put them back in just right before it gets dark. They're gonna go back to the grow rack. And speaking of the grow rack, I have actually started a few more seeds this week too. I also decided to start some microgreens because I have family here. I wanted just to have some sort of green, a homegrown green that they could eat, so I put some in the grow lights. They're still very little, but they stay for another week, so hopefully by then we'll be able to cut some and put some in our breakfast toast and some salads, so that will be fun. I'm excited to show that to you guys too. So here's how the grow light rack looks right now, and all the new seeds are here. Those below here are the microgreens. I sold a bunch of different stuff. I'm excited to see how they're gonna look like by the end of the week. I put them on the lower rack now because, as you can see, they're getting a little bit too short. They were up here with the other ones, and I want them to be farther from the light, so maybe they'll try to reach for the light and get a little bit taller. So let's see if that's gonna work. I should have done that in the beginning, but I was a bit in a rush. And these are the other seedlings. So you can see it from here. I sowed some other brassica, so I got some bok choy, some kale, the Hawaii Napa cabbage, the seeds that I got in Hawaii. And here are the peppers that finally decided to join the party. The overwintering peppers are actually looking really good with this supplemental grow light on this side. They started to show a lot more new growth after I have this rack set up in here. Just to clarify, those seeds in here I sowed a few days ago. I'm just doing a recap of the whole week on this video since we've been a little bit busy. The peppers were actually sown the week before I went to Hawaii, so they have been here for a while. That's why I say they're finally joining the party. But what happened was I got a heat mat. You see this other one has the little wiring here because I have a heat mat underneath, and that did make a big difference. This new place that we are in this year, it's much cooler, so I'm glad I did this because it was taking forever for them to germinate. So as soon as I put in these, in a few days they all started popping up, so that was exciting. And that's it for today. I just wanted to do a really quick short update on everything that's been going on. I want to also take the opportunity to thank you guys so much for all the love in the last video. It was so nice to see all the comments and the likes, the interactions, and all the extra views. I already reached 400 subscribers, so thank you so much for all of your help with doing all of this. Things are about to start getting more exciting now with more seeds being started and things finally growing here. I'm going to start my tomatoes this month too, which is pretty exciting. I was excited for tomatoes. And I'm going to put some of the cold weather crops outside. I'm going to be planting some peas this month too. So finally things are going to start getting going. So I can't wait to keep showing you guys some updates. I'd love to hear your comments on what you are growing right now and where are you gardening from. I'm always excited to know about other people's gardens. It is actually already dark outside, so I'm about to go grab the seedlings and put them back again. Don't forget to like this video if you can. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.